In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bets for Monday, May 19th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our May 19th MLB slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Medicine Chef D. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.1 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now we were on a hot streak the last 2 days, but today we unfortunately went 1-4. All right, some weird stuff happened there. Orioles got beat up early in the game, so we lost on that one. The Blue Jays had the lead and lost it late in that game. The Rays didn't show up. D-backs only won by 1 run, and we had -2.5. But luckily, the Yankees saved us here. Yankees beat the Mets. And that's coming from a Mets fan. Yankees beat the Mets here. So we finished last video 1-4. The last 3 days right now, we're still on a very nice pace here at 11-4 in the last 3 videos. All right, so we're going to continue to push forward here, bounce back. In this video right here, we're going for a sweep. So remember, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also sign up for that Patreon. That link is provided down below. You're getting full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. In PNC Park here, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates 15-32 going up against the Cincinnati Reds 24-24. Looking at the starting pitching matchup here, Nick Lodolo is 3-4 with a 3.42 ERA. Going against Mitch Keller 1-5 with a 4.15 ERA. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, we have the Reds as road favorites -135 with the comeback of the Pirates at a +110. Total runs are set at 8. Public bet percentage here, 76% of the bets, 72% of the money, all over the Reds. For the total run, 70% of the bets, 68% of the money towards the over 8 on the total. All right, when you're looking at this matchup here, we're going to start off with Nick Lodolo. This is a good spot for him because he pitches much better on the road. Obviously, it makes sense when he's pitching at home in Cincinnati, Great American Small Park. That's a ballpark that is very geared towards hitters, and he struggles at home, giving up a 300 average. It is totally different in other ballparks where he's giving up a 1.44 ERA, a batting average at below 180, a batting average below 200 as well. So very strong numbers on the road that we see from Nick Lodolo. And he is a lefty pitcher here for the Cincinnati Reds. And we have the Pittsburgh Pirates, one of the worst teams in the league versus left-handed pitching right here. They're 23rd overall. So this is a really good spot for him. And then Mitch Keller here struggles at home, all right? He has home road splits, all right? In Pittsburgh, he has a 5.33 ERA at home. And his issues is against left-handed bats. And the Reds have some very good left-handed bats. So as you can see, at home versus lefties, a 1.80 home run per 9, a 343 batting average, a 193 whip, and an xFIP at 5.08. So these are very good numbers for the left-handed bats for the Reds, and we're talking about TJ Frindell, who has power. Elliot De La Cruz, who's in a very good spot. Definitely look towards him for hits and extra base hits and even home runs. Gavin Lux has power. Will Benson has been very good power-wise as well. So there's definitely some left-handed bats that he's going to have some issues with, and I like the Reds in this game here, all right? It's unfortunate the Pittsburgh Pirates have some pretty solid pitching other than Mitch Keller, but they really cannot get things right offensively, all right? So for this one here, we're going to go with the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. And for the total of 8 runs, I'm going to lean towards the under because I think it's going to be one-sided in scoring here. I think that the Reds do get to the Pirates, but I don't think they score 8 runs here. So it's a secondary play. Main play, Reds on the money line. In Fenway Park here, we have the Boston Red Sox 23-25 going up against the New York Mets 29-18. Looking at the current pitching matchup here, Kodai Senga, who's been phenomenal this year, 4-2 with a 1.02 ERA, going up against Hunter Dobbins, a rookie here, 2-1 with a 3.90 ERA. Looking at the current odds for this matchup, we have the Mets here as road favorites, -145 with the comeback of the Red Sox at a +120. Total at 9 runs. Public bet percentage, 77% of the bet, 62% of the money on the Mets on the money line. And for the total runs, it is split down the middle here. 51% of the bets towards the under and 55% of the money towards the under as well. All right, so it is looking like a one-sided battle here because Hunter Dobbins, young rookie pitcher here, but he's got a tall task on him against the Mets lineup here, and he has struggled against left-handed hitters, all right? A 2.38 home run per 9, a very low K rate at below 20%. That's not good. 370 batting average, a 1.76 whip. The BABIP is over 400 as well, so major cause of concerns here when you're going up against the Mets bats here, especially lefties like Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, Brandon Nimmo as well, and Jeff McNeil on the back. So I think that's going to be a real tough ask for Hunter Dobbins, and I think that the Mets can get at the Red Sox and Dobbins and their bullpen very quick and early. And I like the Mets to bounce back from their Subway Series loss against the Yankees, losing 2 out of the 3 games. I think they exercise some demons here against the Red Sox. So give me the Mets on the money line. I am, for the total, I'm going to lean towards the under. I'm going to lean towards the under, or just take Mets team total over. All right, I like Mets team total over and then Mets on the money line. In Target Field here, we have the Minnesota Twins 26-21 going up against the Cleveland Guardians here 25-21. Looking at the starting pitching matchup here, Logan Allen is 2-2 with a 3.70 ERA going up against Bailey Ober 4-1 with a 3.72 ERA. In this matchup here, looking at the current odds, we have the Twins as slight favorites, -145 with the Guardians at a comeback at a +120. Total runs at a 7.5. All right. Public bet percentage here, 77% of bets, 68% of the money, all over Minnesota. And for the total runs, 68% of the bets and 83% of the money on the over 7.5 on this total. If we're looking at Logan Allen here, he has struggled on the road compared to no, he hasn't. Excuse me. He's been a little bit better on the road. 3.42. What I saw was a little bit of regression that could come here. Looking at his xFIP, 5.87 against lefties on the road, and he's given up a home run per 9 at 1.50. There's a few lefties here on the side of the Twins. Not saying that this is going to be an over. I like the under in this one. All right, I think that we're going to have a little bit of a pitcher's duel. All right, the numbers against Logan Allen aren't too damning, especially against lefties, and the fact that the Twins aren't going to be throwing out that many lefties against him. That right now they're looking at a lineup. If it's versus a right-handed pitcher, we're looking at 3 to 4 left-handed bats here. And at the top of that lineup, Trevor Larnach and Cody Clemens are the 2 best ones. The ones in the back are going to be the ones question. Brooks Lee is okay, and then Deshaun Kiersey is not that good. All right, so this is not too ugly of a spot. I think that this is going to be a pitcher's duel. Logan Allen, like I said, pitches better on the road, and then Bailey Ober pitches better at home with a 2.53 ERA. Very similar to that game a couple days ago with Nick Pivetta and the Padres. In that pitching duel, I think that we're going to get one in this one. So I'm going to be going with the under 7.5 total runs in this one. And the secondary play will be a lean towards the Twins on the money line. In Busch Stadium here, we have a matchup between the Cardinals 26-21 going against the Detroit Tigers 31-16. Looking at the current odds here, St. Louis Cardinals are -160 on the money line with the comeback of the Tigers at a +135, and we have a total at 8.5 runs here. Looking at this pitching matchup, we have Sonny Gray, who's 4-1 with a 4.50 ERA, going up against Kaider Montero with a 4.68 ERA and a 1.52 WHIP. All right, so ever since Sonny Gray has come over to the St. Louis Cardinals here in the last 2 seasons, he's had this home road splits thing where he pitches very well at Busch Stadium right now with 3.57 ERA at home. And as you can see here, strong numbers against lefties and righties, a low WHIP and batting average to both. He will give up some home runs to righties at 1.74 home run per 9. That's going to be an avenue for the Tigers to score some runs. But here, Kaider Montero has major issues. He's bad to lefties and righties. He has a 4.15 ERA on the road, but his issue, like I said, he's bad against righties, but he's even worse against lefties, giving up a 300 average. And if we're looking at some of his numbers on the road versus lefties, a 3.86 home run per 9, 368 batting average, a 1.93 WHIP, a 333 BABIP as well. So across the board here, this is a spot where the left-handed bats of the Cardinals are in a very good spot. Here, like Lars Nootbaar, who has tons of power. He can be definitely do some damage here. Brendan Donovan, Alec Burleson as well. I like some of these left-handed bats here in this spot for the Cardinals going up against the Tigers in this game. So give me the St. Louis Cardinals at home, and I'm backing Sonny Gray to take advantage of Kaider Montero, who struggles against lefties and righties. So give me them on the money line, and I like the over 8.5 runs. All right, Sonny Gray might give up a home run or 2, but ultimately I think that the Cardinals offense can get to the Tigers, Montero, and into the bullpen. Last but not least here, we have in Coors Field, the Rockies going up against the Philadelphia Phillies. Rockies 8-38. Phillies are 28-18. Looking at this pitching matchup here, Christopher Sanchez 4-1 with a 2.91 ERA. Going up against Kyle Freeland 0-6 with a 6.15 ERA. Looking at this current matchup here in odds, Phillies road favorites -275 with the comeback of the Rockies at a +220. Run spread is at 2.5. Total runs at 10. If we're looking at the public bet percentage here, 95% of the bets all over the Phillies. And for the total runs, 55% of the bets coming in on the under, and then 55% of the money coming in on the over. So public is on the under, sharps are on the over in this one. And you could see this Philadelphia Phillies team open up and get things cracking here against this Rockies rotation and bullpen here to really get going here. They've been underperforming the last couple games, getting by with lower scoring type of games, but this one here, Phillies offense in Colorado can definitely bode well for them. Kyle Freeland is definitely a pitcher you want to expose, especially in Coors Field, where he has a 9.77 ERA. He's been absolutely horrible at home in Coors Field, and this is a team that you do not want to face right now. So for him against righties, it's a 474 batting average. It's a 273 WHIP. He's given up a ton of hits, not much in the power against righties. A 531 BABIP. Across the board, these are really bad numbers. And against lefties, that's where he's giving up the power. A 1.93 home run per 9. So lefties power, righties hits. That does not bode well when you went up against the Philadelphia Phillies starting lineup here. And then Christopher Sanchez has been pitching phenomenal, either at home or in the road. I had to try to find a matchup of him in Coors just to make sure this is another good spot for him, and it was. He pitched in Coors last season, 1.69 ERA. He went 5 1/3 innings, only allowing 1 earned run and 1 walk. All right, he gave up some hits, but he definitely contained himself and had a strong performance. And most of these performances, he has been pitching very well against this Rockies team. All right, so I think that this is a really good spot for the Phillies to continue their win streak. Give me the Phillies on the money line. Give me the Phillies to cover the run spread by -2.5. And for the total, I am going to lean towards the over 10 runs in this one. I think the Phillies offense really gets going in this spot here. All right, that's going to be our breakdown for the Monday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We can definitely debate about that down in the comment section. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, go to that description section, get locked and loaded so you guys will be ready for daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.